going to go ahead and get started while the last few of you are sitting because we have a hard close time here today, and I don't want to miss anything at all that I have to say. You're going to want to hear all this. But before we get started, I just want to say, Michelle asked me to come up here and lock in everything we learned so far. And so while we were all up here on stage, I know you got a few nuggets. You got something that resonated with you, something that you said, you know what, I'm okay there, but that I'm going to take with me. And so as you're listening to me go through this next little portion of time, you're going to hear some of those things that you learned today locked in. But you also might have been sitting in your seats, and you might have been looking up here at us, and you might have been saying, wow, I admire them, or wow, I wish I had that, or wow, I wish I was there, or wow, I got some ways to go. Anybody have that feeling? A little bit. What I want to share with you on that is the only difference between woman. And with that being said, you can all sit back down. I am really going to take this time to, wow, if I go like that, you can hear me a lot better. All right, I'll do that. No. What I want to do is take this time and lock it in. And the best way I know to do that is to share with you some things that I've learned along the way. And you're going to hear some repeat of what the ladies here said today, because if you hadn't noticed, we're all on the same page. We've all had our lives and our stories that we've been talking about. We've all had our past, our journey that we've been on, and they're so similar in so many ways. And it's a path of becoming the best version of yourself and loving the life that you're living. So the best way for me to share with you some ways to take your life where you are right now and move it forward is to share with you a little bit about my life and the things I've learned along the way. So this is my family. I know, right? That hits. So my mom and dad and my two brothers and my husband. I have two girls. This side of the family, they live in Arkansas. They have a lot more not in that picture. And then my brother, his wife, and their two boys. So anybody know what a PK is? That's me. So my dad's a minister. I'm a preacher's kid. What do you guys think about preacher's kids? Well, we all have our ideas. What do you guys, got something, preacher's kids? They're wild. Well, I had a good family. I know, I've heard it all, done it all. So I had a really great family growing up. A lot of rules. Preacher's kid, a lot of rules. Well, they really had rules in 3 different areas. People, places, and things. Those are the rules. So, but we had a good life. We had a hard life. I'll tell you, I did not have an easy life. I didn't have like traumatic drama, but there were times where we didn't have food, free lunches from the government. There were times where, I don't know why that just hit me, but there were times where we struggled. But one thing was for sure, we always had a lot of love. And I was a happy little kid. That's me. I'll do that pose. Notice the blue suede shoes. Like, for real, I had blue suede shoes. So I was just a happy kid. You know, we had a lot of love. We had a lot of rules. We had a lot of love. And we grew our lives together as a family, as you all do. And then I got to be in high school. And those rules, they got locked a little bit harder, like a little bit more. And there it is. You're free to do as we tell you. And I'm telling you this not to tell you my story, but because you're in a network marketing company and that goes against the grain. And you have to be prepared to do something different. You don't have a job, and maybe you have a day job. Most people that are network marketers, you know, they're looking at how can I go and create this incredible world for myself and not do the 9 to 5. And that is absolutely different than that. So when I was in high school, I was taking a look at it and thinking, wow, you know what? There's a lot of kids that get to do things, and I don't get to do them. Like a lot of things, like go to prom and be a cheerleader or wear shorts, that kind of thing. So I grew up, and that was my family. I didn't really know any different. And when you think about network marketing, you're going about, we're finding our way. We're understanding how it goes. So I went away to college. These are my college girls. I always have to bring my girls with me, so there they are. And I started looking around and noticing, wow, people they live a lot different than I do. They grew up different than I do. Well, I went to a private Christian college, Oklahoma Christian University. And somebody know it? Did you go there? I did. Okay, great. Oh, okay, great. I think I was 93, so there we go. So I started looking around thinking, wow, these people have so much more than I do. And they're going on spring break skiing, and I'm working 3 jobs. And they just lived a different life than I did. Then I'm looking at it thinking, I kind of want to have a different life. So I said, I'm going to go get it. But then, and I don't think it was a moment that I realized it. It was just a feeling that I had, that I thought, I don't think I have what it takes, because I don't know what they know. And I wasn't raised like they were raised. I had a good life and my family, obviously, they have 3 very successful, happily married kids. They did a good job. But this is what happens. I look in the mirror and say, I don't think I can do it. Well, Michelle wants you to all figure out when you leave here today, you can do it. And that's all she wants, is you to say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. So there was a moment that I said, you know what, I can. I looked in the mirror and I said, yeah, I can do that. I'm going to go and I'm going to take what I learned from my parents. Now, this is very interesting. About the time I was moving out of my college apartment into my, now I have a real job apartment, I was unpacking. I found my birth certificate. So this is my birth certificate, the real thing. So please, no identity stealers. I think I'm pretty safe in the room. This is my actual birth certificate. And if you notice, there's no hospital listed, which is weird, because I was adopted. And there's a real birth certificate out there that has different names on it. I don't know if they are. Those are my parents, so I'm cool with that. But I was adopted. Wow. All of a sudden, that birth certificate became a license to say, I'm going to take what they gave me, my mom and dad, those beliefs that I adopted, I'm going to throw away anything else that doesn't serve me, because I don't have to live the way that I thought I was supposed to live when I was in their home. Mindful. My parents are fantastic, so all due respect, love them. Nothing bad in that area to say. But they have different standards. So what I said is I'm going to take the ones that work for me. Work ethic, love, compassion, do right by people, be a person of integrity, all of that. But my standards for life, I wanted more. I wanted more. And so I said, I'm going to go get it. Well, this is me. Now, this is like the quintessential picture, because I had gone and done it, right? I made a lot of money. I worked my tail end off. I bought my first house. I was married, and I had a baby. I had a perfect, I had 6% body fat back then, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but back then it was like the thing I wanted to do. And I'm making a Martha Stewart cake. It was a perfect life. I'm even making a Martha Stewart cake. Except for that this one, I just have to tell you, is supposed to be a pumpkin. It looks more like a cheeseburger. And so that was like a big hoot. It tasted great, but it was the most awkward-looking pumpkin ever, especially because I got teased a lot at why I chose to make that pumpkin stem so big. That turned into a whole other conversation. So anyway, I thought I had it all. And so if you take a look at, what does it mean to have it all? I had a career. I scratched and clawed and worked my way. I was the first one in the office, the last one to leave. I'm there with the CFO. The whole building's empty. Just me and him working, till I got ahead. Made it all the way to President's Club. I did really great. Now, that isn't to tell you, I did really great. It's to tell you that you can do whatever you want. If you want your longevity business, you want to wear a blue jacket, green jacket, whatever it is, you can do that. So here I was. I had it all. What's missing? No. No, I was... I'll tell you what's missing, because I can't even hear you guys. What's missing on that is love. I walked down the aisle when I got married the first time, and I had no question it was the right thing. but I had beliefs that I had adopted that were not the ones that were going to get me through my life. So I had no question, and then things changed. Change, grow, baby, life. All of a sudden, I was painted into a corner called, I don't have a voice. I can't make decisions for myself. I was used to my parents telling me exactly how I was going to live. You're going to be like this little church girl. And so, I hope they never see this. And so, what happened is I adopted a belief of you don't speak up for yourself. Does anybody have that in it? How about can't say no when someone asks you to do something? Anybody have that? So, this is important as network marketers because we have to be able to speak up for ourselves. We have to be able to go and do what's important to us and to live the way we want to live because we're doing something different. Our business is different. There's no question that your business is different than corporate America, right? So I had painted myself into a corner where I was in a situation, where I was in a relationship, where this carpet would have been my best friend. Sweep everything underneath there. Sweep it. I did. Because I don't want to say, I couldn't say boo, because I grew up in a situation where you don't say too much, you just do. Anybody have that a little bit? You guys know what I'm talking about. So I said to myself, okay, I gotta get out.